it's complicated, right?
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
In my position that Ryan is obsessed with Scarlett Johansson in an unhealthy way because she was the one who walked away. Nothing sends a narcissist over the edge more than losing control.
The internet has been sent into an absolute tailspin over the last 48 hours following a wave of explosive reports, alleged production leaks, and industry whispers suggesting that the next chapter of the Marvel Cinematic Universe may be dealing with far more backstage drama than Disney or Marvel Studios ever intended to reveal. Rumors surrounding Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars claim that the massive productions are navigating a complicated web of creative disagreements, competing star power, and behind-the-scenes tensions that could influence how some of Hollywood's biggest names share the spotlight. Among the biggest talking points is the arrival of Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds in the Avengers storyline, which has allegedly sparked debate over how their characters will fit alongside the legacy heroes who have spent years building the MCU. While millions of fans are eagerly waiting to see these iconic characters collide on screen, the real drama may be happening far away from the cameras. The mere prospect of Wade Wilson trading rapid-fire meta jokes with Earth's mightiest heroes has fans practically foaming at the mouth. But behind the excitement, industry chatter suggests that not everyone within the MCU's inner circle is equally thrilled about how much attention Deadpool could command. Rumors claim the tension centers on the balance of spotlight, with speculation that some longtime MCU figures are protective of the franchise's established identity and wary of letting a character from the former Fox universe dominate the tone or narrative hierarchy of Marvel's biggest crossover since Endgame. The speculation took an even more unexpected turn when online discussions began focusing on Scarlett Johansson and her past marriage to Ryan Reynolds, sending pop culture forums and gossip pages into overdrive about the possibility of these two major Hollywood stars crossing paths again within Marvel's expanding universe.
This was in the works for months. Scarlett was very unhappy. She was the one who pushed for the separation.
As moviegoers will remember, Scarlett Johansson became one of the defining faces of the Marvel Cinematic Universe through her portrayal of Natasha Romanoff, the original Black Widow, appearing in multiple landmark films before the character's emotional farewell in Avengers: Endgame. Meanwhile, Ryan Reynolds spent years building the hugely successful Deadpool franchise outside the traditional MCU before finally bringing the Merc with a mouth into Marvel's multiverse alongside Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. Now, with Reynolds and Jackman expected to play major roles in the next phase of the Avengers saga, online discussions have once again turned toward the history between Reynolds and Johansson, who were previously married. Fans and entertainment commentators have speculated about whether their shared history could create awkward moments within the wider Disney and Marvel promotional machine. However, neither actor has publicly suggested that there is any current conflict or professional tension between them. Still, unverified rumors and anonymous gossip have fueled speculation that the studio could be carefully managing schedules and appearances as the franchise prepares for one of its biggest crossover events yet. At the same time, reports and online chatter have focused heavily on the competition for screen time and marquee attention, particularly with Robert Downey Jr.'s highly publicized return to the MCU as Dr. Doom. And according to the latest wave of speculation, Ryan Reynolds is reportedly determined to make sure Deadpool remains a major part of the story rather than being pushed into the background as Marvel brings its biggest stars together for the ultimate showdown, right at the center of the cultural conversation. With some unverified reports claiming he is pushed for creative input that would keep Deadpool firmly in the spotlight. Given that Reynolds' character is built around breaking the fourth wall, rapid-fire humor, and constantly commenting on the chaos around him, it is easy to understand why fans expect him to steal plenty of scenes. But according to online speculation, that same larger-than-life presence may have created concerns among some longtime Marvel observers who want the focus to remain on the broader Avengers story. Some commentators have even suggested that Deadpool's enormous popularity could unintentionally compete with the attention surrounding Robert Downey Jr.'s return to the MCU in the role of Dr. Doom. It is important to stress, however, that these claims remain unverified, and there is no confirmed evidence of a behind-the-scenes feud between Reynolds and Marvel's veteran stars. Still, the internet has taken the speculation and run with it, even dragging old tabloid stories about Reynolds and Johansson's 2008 to 2011 marriage back into the conversation, along with Reynolds' later marriage to Blake Lively. What began as discussion about superhero casting has therefore transformed into a sprawling Hollywood rumor cycle, adding even more fuel. Fans have closely examined public appearances and industry events involving the franchise's biggest stars, searching for supposed clues about relationships that may not actually exist. Meanwhile, the sheer scale of Avengers, Doomsday presents Marvel with a very real promotional challenge. With Legacy Avengers, the Fantastic Four, X-Men-related characters, Deadpool, Wolverine, and the multiverse all competing for attention, the marketing campaign has to balance an enormous number of recognizable faces without allowing any single character to overwhelm the central story. Yet despite those challenges, the rumor mill continues to churn, with fresh, unverified claims suggesting that certain actors may have privately expressed concerns about how the spotlight is being divided, reservations about sharing promotional platforms with co-stars who command enormous media attention. Whether these stories reflect genuine behind-the-scenes disagreements or are simply the product of algorithm-driven content designed to squeeze maximum engagement from every Marvel rumor, they reveal just how complicated it can be to manage a cinematic universe of this scale. As the promotional campaign for Avengers, Doomsday moves forward, fans will undoubtedly scrutinize every interview, trailer, press event, and red carpet appearance for even the smallest hint of tension. Marvel, meanwhile, faces the enormous challenge of delivering one of its most ambitious crossover events without allowing the surrounding celebrity speculation to overwhelm the actual story. And separating verified production information from internet fiction is especially difficult with Marvel Studios, a company that has built a reputation for secrecy, controlled reveals, and carefully managed surprises. Over the years, Marvel has repeatedly kept major plot details hidden through misleading marketing, tightly controlled production information, and an aggressive culture of confidentiality. That is why every claim about supposed power struggles, competition for screen time, ego clashes, or personal discomfort between former spouses deserves a healthy dose of skepticism. There is currently no solid public evidence confirming the more dramatic versions of these stories. Some may simply be exaggerated speculation created to take advantage of the enormous online interest surrounding Avengers, Doomsday. Yet even when the rumors themselves cannot be verified, they reveal something very real about the modern Marvel machine. When a movie brings together this many major stars, beloved characters, decades of franchise history, and billions of dollars in expectations, controlling the narrative becomes almost as important as controlling what happens on screen. Enduring fascination with the chaotic inner workings, politics, and personalities surrounding Hollywood's biggest cinematic universe. As the release of Avengers, Doomsday approaches and Marvel increases its promotional efforts through trailers, official announcements, interviews, and press events, interest in the story behind the story is only likely to grow. After all, when a project combines decades of Marvel history with some of the biggest stars in Hollywood, even ordinary promotional moments can become fuel for endless online speculation. Whether Ryan Reynolds ultimately shares the spotlight with the original Avengers lineup or Deadpool remains more contained within his own corner of the multiverse, one thing is certain: fans will be watching closely. The sheer scale of the crossover guarantees intense discussion about casting, screen time, character dynamics, and how Marvel manages its enormous ensemble. And when the cameras finally roll and the multiverse begins to collide, audiences will discover whether the rumors were pointing toward genuine creative tension, or whether the internet simply turned another Marvel mystery into a story far bigger than reality.